Achtung.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to announce the final performance of the Karajan Music Tech Conference 2021. You're going to experience a performance of piano music fused with electronics, and it's done so with a data glove, a very special kind of instrument. The performer is Ralf Schmid, and I'm really excited that he is on board. We have tried for a couple of years now to work together, and it has never worked out because of timing issues, but today it will. And so I'm really, really excited for this performance. I hope you will enjoy it too, and I give the stage to Ralf Schmid.
Hello and welcome to my performance at the Karajan Music Tech Conference. I'm really excited to be part of this. I saw the program only. I couldn't take part because I had a very busy week with another concert yesterday, but I think the topics that are in this conference are really visionary and really amazing. So bravo to all people who organized this. Thank you for having me here. I'm a pianist and composer and arranger, and of course somebody interested in technology combined with my instrument. And I want to give you a brief overview how I started this. I'm, as I said, an arranger and composer, and I orchestrated and composed many pieces of music for large ensembles, for big bands, symphony orchestras, and I always loved the aspect of color in music. So after a while, why not searching in new colors in my own instrument? And I opened my piano and found new possibilities there that I would like to show you a little bit here. Let me change to this screen. Okay, this is where I come from, or this is where my instrument comes from. The piano has a long tradition, and of course it hasn't changed as much as, for example, the guitar or the bass over the last decades. So I thought, why not do more than just the Fender Rhodes, as you see here, and take some guitar effects and some John Cage-like stuff, like these nylon screws you see down there, or rubbers, or maybe some ping pong balls, and change the sound of the instrument and combine the effects with the preparations in the piano. So that was a lot of fun, but it was a bit complicated because when you look down, when you want to see your foot pedal, as a pianist you just don't see it, so you miss it. So it doesn't make too much sense. That's why I changed to controllers and effects on the computer. So you see an iPad and a typical controller and a foot pedal influencing and controlling effects on my computer. And then these fabulous tools came to me from London, a great company, Mimu. They built these gloves. I'm a Mimu gloves artist as well, and I have the second generation of gloves. And now these gloves control the effects I create mostly in Ableton and Max. And my piano is mic'd, and so these effects can be controlled while I play. So I started this project about 5 years ago, and the first possibility I had to produce it was at the ZKM, which is the Center of Art and Media in Karlsruhe. And you see us setting up 2 pianos. That's another story. But here you see we also thought that this kind of production needs some visual equivalent, as now I can get up from the piano and stand up. So there needs to be some kind of background. This is larger than just a sitting pianist. Here is the premiere, my very first concert in Freiburg, and here's my premiere overseas. That was in Rio de Janeiro. This is already 3 years ago. And I have a record out on the Neue Meister label, which you see here. So you see this project developed a lot. So we can go back to the camera now. The presentation is over. I would like to show you just a brief excerpt of a piece that we produced at the ZKM, Center of Art and Media. You saw that we established 2 pianos there. The reason is that when we entered that beautiful room and the beautiful grand piano there, and I said, okay, I have some pieces that are quite normal, quite clean piano, but some of them I need to prepare the piano. And they said, okay, so the normal, the fine piano, you cannot prepare it. You need to have another one. So we thought, why not put 2 pianos on stage? And in the beginning I thought it's not possible to play like this, but it was possible, and this is kind of a signature thing also for this project Pianook, playing on 2 grand pianos, on the Beauty and the Beast in my studio here. It's a bit narrow, so my prepared piano here, my Beast over there is an upright piano, but I can rehearse here on 2 pianos. It's a bit of a challenge. So let me play the first 2 minutes of a video I produced there in ZKM 4 years ago, and the piece is one of my first pieces I composed for this project. It's called Air A. Here you see still the title Air, but then I called it Air A because it's based on the tone A, and you see a lot of common ground with the theremin in the beginning. This is how I started to play with the gloves. Okay, you can watch this on YouTube. I have this on my YouTube channel. Let me show you another way how I use the gloves. It was very tempting to try to play some piano in the air with different sounds. Maybe you know the technique of playing flageolet on your piano. You put a finger on the string here. Oh, where's the right string here? And if you find the right point, you get a beautiful sound out of your piano. And I like that sound, but it's impossible for me to play melodies here and do other things. So the gloves enable me to play pre-sampled flageolets while playing the piano. This song is called Zwei Elfen. It's also on my CD. I played for a long time. It's a very old song. It's for the birth of my first daughter, and this is already more than 23 years ago. And when I started Pianook, I rearranged this piece for this project. So here is Zwei Elfen, 2 fairies. So that was Zwei Elfen, two fairies, with flageolet sounds of the gloves. I'm really experimenting a lot with these two tools, and of course, if you are music techie, you know what it means to explore stuff. You have to find new ideas, and you trash 95% of your plans because they simply don't work. So I have my studio here in Freiburg, and I sit here a lot and try out new things. And there's one other aspect of the glove I would like to show you. I'm experimenting with groove. I'm experimenting with a loop that I create spontaneously, and with some hits. The gloves are not only able to do things like movements from here to there, or from here to there, or flexing the fingers, the single fingers. They are also capable of monitoring hits or wrist flicks or things like this. And this inspired me to do something with a very special piece of mine. It's called Glove Dance, and it's dedicated, of course, to the gloves. You will see a new setting. I changed my setting after a while. In the beginning, my two pianos were in parallel, and then I worked with a choreographer for a while, and she had the great idea to put the pianos in a V shape, which I cannot do because there's a staircase there, so it's impossible to switch here in my studio. But you will see in this recording that I did in the concert hall of the University of Music in Freiburg that I have two pianos in a V shape, and I play my piece Glove Dance. I will not show you the full video, just a few minutes, so you get an idea what I can do in a groovy situation. So here is Glove Dance. So that is Glove Dance, also available if you're interested on the internet, on my YouTube channel, the full version. I started this project as a solo project. I feel a lot as a musician who's completely happy playing in groups, or as I told you, I'm an arranger, composer, and also conductor. So I'm very happy to be with many people in a room to play music. But at a certain point, 5-6 years ago, I needed some moment in my career and to create something on my own. And I started solo, but sometimes I collaborate now with this setup that I just started by myself. And one really exciting collaboration was with a chamber orchestra from Berlin, the Deutsches Kammerorchester Berlin, German Chamber Orchestra Berlin. And I played a piece by Radiohead that I would like to show you, also a few bars, because there's a very special thing coming with it. Of course, there's a chamber orchestra playing my arrangement of everything in its right place. I have my 2 pianos set up, and I have some sounds pre-programmed in my gloves that I can trigger. And these glove movements also trigger the visuals. The visual artist Pietro Cadarelli from Italy was my companion before Corona came and we were not able to travel anymore. And he programmed beautiful visuals, and we were connected through MIDI actually, which is quite old school, but it worked through a MIDI cable. And so my movements triggered sound, but also affected his visuals. And I would like to show you this very ambitious project with the Deutsches Kammerorchester Berlin. Maybe also just a few minutes, so I have time to play some more from my studio here for you. So here is Everything in its Right Place by Radiohead. maybe it was a bit hard to grasp the visual change because you know how it is. I had to record this with my own iPhone. There was no TV production on this day. So it was a bit, the lights were not great, but there's another version of this song performed by me in an old opera theater in Ascoli Piceno in Italy. And we filmed the screen very well. So if you look for Everything Is Right Place by Pianook on the internet, for sure you will find this other version where you really get the idea of how I change visuals and sound in the same moment with the gloves. So before playing a last piece of music here from the studio to you, I would like to invite you to my small project, of course, small projects. Of course I do concerts. I did concerts. Okay, let's not focus on this theme too much. Let's hope we are over this soon. I played, of course, solo concerts, but I also went on experimenting with stuff. So I found it in a great hall here in Freiburg where about 100 people fit, and very nice people host this hall, the Humboldt-Saal. I started a series called Pianook Lab, and I experimented with all kinds of stuff. We had sensors in the hall and dancers dancing into sensor fields that influenced my sound, so they could choose if they walk a certain aisle, and the more they went, the bigger the parameter was, and they could morph stuff that I did. And also I worked with a company called Marble for augmented reality tries. So here's just a little jingle, a little trailer of this Pianook Lab. Maybe you get an idea of what I'm doing there in Freiburg. It's this one. So I hope I can come back to these series when Corona is over and go back to some experiments. I have a lot of channels open there, especially in the field of sensor technique. Now we stopped a little bit with the augmented reality. We're experimenting mainly with sensors, also for the audience, and other sensors surrounding my piano, and also with audience feedback. That's another thing we cover. We try to develop apps where the audience can influence or at least inspire my playing. So that's the Pianook Lab, and when Corona hit, like everybody else, I started to live stream, and I have a regular live stream on Wednesdays from here, from this studio called Soil Music. I just want to give you an idea what I'm doing there. I play you a little 1 minute thing from one of the last ones. Let me show this. Welcome to Soil Music. It's my 20th edition. New version of a collab track I'm creating with Rainer Trüby and Quentin Koppel. So that's what I'm doing on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. If you're interested, I'm streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. So Wednesdays, 8 p.m. you can join me and get some new adventures in music, especially collab tracks. You just heard a collab track I'm actually working on with Rainer Trüby and Quentin Koppel, two great DJs / electronic musicians. Last month I worked with Etienne Abelin, who I think some of you know, a violinist, And the month before I had a Brazilian month with the great singer Paula Morelenbaum. And we create, every month we create a new collab track. We start in the beginning and then we chat back and forth, sometimes transatlantic chat, and compose a song together from our studios that we present in the last Wednesday of the month. So that is quite challenging and wonderful to have this. Every Wednesday I have a gig at 8 p.m., which is really cool. So that's my current status. Of course, I'm kind of have to stay calm here in my studio. But the good thing is I can compose a lot of music, and there's one piece I would like to finish with my performance here. It's called Still and Still Not, and it has to do, of course, with Corona. Still and still not. We don't know where this goes, and of course we enjoy the stillness, the quietness sometimes, and sometimes not. So this is what the song is about. It has two sides. The coin has two sides. I hope you have a good end of the conference now after my performance. Maybe I can join a little bit tonight and see what's going on and hook up with you, because I think you're a super interesting community and I'm very interested in your projects, and I hope you like my stuff. Check it out, follow me on my channels, and stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive during this hard time. Thank you for having me here. Thanks especially to Matthias Röder. I hope to meet you sometime in person, and of course also you all. Let's see where this brings us. So my last song is Still and Still Not.